Marvel recolored all their comics for reprints, and it looks really crisp and bright, but my retro heart needs some old paper and misprints. Let's analyze and see what we're actually talking about. The biggest difference is the color. So the old printing techniques use this halftone dot system. So just the 4 colors C, M, Y, K are needed to create any color by spacing the little dots apart. And yeah, somehow that also creates this pattern effect. Then there's the misprint. So 1 or more of those 4 color plates are slightly off. Like here the blue is to the left or the yellow to the right, and this whole red patch here as well. But somehow it doesn't look bad because it almost adds to the drawing, like it's a 2-tone highlight. Then there's these, the rub off. So the next page pressed too hard and left a trace on the other side. Or because the paper is quite thin, you can see the drawing on the other side of the page peek through, like here in this Marvel Age. And then of course there's the paper itself, the older the yellower and with that rough texture. So let's recreate these. First make sure you finished your drawing, because once you start this process you can't change your drawing anymore or it'll ruin the effect. If your setting is set to RGB by default, change it to CMYK. Don't flatten the image because you'll lose your background. And make sure your drawing is at least 600 dots per inch for about an A4 size page. That's pretty big, so it takes a while. Then duplicate your drawing 4 times. P-click on the layer to go to the blending options, which pulls up the CMYK checkboxes. And for each of those 4 layers, leave one of the boxes checked. What this does is split them into CMYK layers. And of course, if you turn all of them on, the image is normal, because each one is the separate color. Now you can go to one of those layers, and with the Move tool, click on the arrow key a few times on your keyboard to just nudge the color to the side. And yeah, for some reason I like showing the yellow one a lot. Okay, then I take the 3 bottom layers, so I leave the black one on top alone, and I merge the 3 colors. Shortcut on a Mac is Command E for that. And then that merged color layer is the one we will pixelate color halftone. That's what's gonna give it those dots. I tried 4 first, but 8 looks better. This is also why your file has to be at least 600 dots per inch, otherwise the dots will be huge. Okay, looks good. Then get some old paper texture and drag it on top of the layers. Make sure you rasterize the layer and then go to this normal drop box, which will pull up the effects. You can scroll and see what fits best. For this one, darken works well, but then I still pull down the opacity of the layer to make it a bit softer. I wanted some more paper texture, so I did the process again with some rough texture paper. And this time I set it to multiply. Okay, quick white frame on top. And now we need that see-through effect. So drag in a drawing, flip it in reverse. And the same as with the paper, but overlay this time. Also reduce the opacity a bit. You can always delete some parts with a soft eraser if they're too prominent on top of the drawing. Okay, what do we need? How about a coffee stain? Yep, make sure to put it under the frame. Reduce the opacity and done! Looks old, right? Make sure to only halftone the drawing and not any of the other layers, because you want the realism in the paper texture and the stains. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. This is a lot of fun if you're a retro lover like me, so enjoy!